Hello. So I'm going to do sort of a reboot on how to take CK12 notes. Finding that without having you in the classroom with me, it's tricky to try and show you or demonstrate or go around and help you make sure that your notes are not too much, as some of you are doing pages and pages of notes, which means you're taking too long to do your homework. And the flip side of that, some of you aren't doing enough. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more clear for each of you what the expectation is, as well as how to sort of organize it. So you are required, unless I have made arrangements with you through an accommodation, to do your notes on paper with a pencil or a pen. But I'm going to do them on a Google Doc because it's just much easier for me to demonstrate with you while we're together on this little video. So on the left side here, I have the chapter on the electromagnetic spectrum, and on the right side over here, I have the science notes. So I'm going to start by putting the date and the title in the science notes. Okay, so now that I have the date and the title in my notes, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start off by reading the introductory paragraph that sort of helps you understand why we're going to be studying the electromagnetic spectrum and its relationship to space. So you'll read through that, and then we're going to come to the first section where we have a paragraph heading. So the paragraph heading is going to go into this left-hand section. And then the next thing I'm going to put over here is the very first vocabulary word that I'm going to define, which is also speed of light. So it's important that you're not just picking out vocabulary words and writing the definitions. Remember, your goal when you're taking notes is to make sure that you understand the content and sort of you're learning it for the first time on your own. So you're going to read through this paragraph about what is the speed of light and the speed at which light travels, and then you're going to write a definition on this side of your Cornell Notes. So light in space travels at about 300 million meters per second. Okay, so now we've got our first sort of definition, and we're going to go to the next paragraph, which has also got its own heading, which is a light year. So we're going to put light years as our heading. And then we're going to define the vocabulary word, which I've tried to clarify using this highlighting method so that you can see exactly what it is that you're expected to be defining. So we're going to be defining a light year. So we'd read through this whole section right here, and then kind of in our own words, we would give ourselves a summary, or a definition rather, of what is a light year. So a light year is the distance that light can travel in 1 year. And then in space, I often say through a vacuum. There's no air in space. So in 1 year. And then you would give that actual value. You wouldn't just stop at that definition. You would make sure that you include what is that distance. So we're working in metric in this class. So we're going to say 9.5 trillion kilometers. And I would continue to work my way through the CK12 textbook, making sure that I am including and maybe even like formatting in a nice sort of obvious way what the headings of the paragraphs are, so that later I could go quickly through my notes and see the vocabulary words that I'm interested in. So I would continue to read, and as I'm reading, I would be writing the paragraph headings into the left column, and then I would be adding any vocabulary words that would be defined in that column as well, along with their definitions and maybe some examples in this side. If I come to a section that says draw this in your notes, then I'm going to include that drawing in my notes. And then I'm going to make sure that I go all the way to the bottom and include all the vocabulary words which are highlighted before I decide that I'm done. Then I should read the summary, check out the review questions, and then come up with a summary of my own about what this chapter is about. All right, so we're going to be working on those skills for the next CK12 notes section.